I'm Steve, and welcome to Jamsin Entertainment. And welcome to the conversation. Just before we get started, there are many ways you can help. You can like and subscribe so you never miss a conversation. But most importantly, please share this video. Get the word out there as a community. We can talk about all the things that we love. Today on Throwback Thursday, we're looking at Lethal Weapon 4. And my theories about the third one being so bad they came back to do a fourth one are correct, because I really did enjoy this movie. It's my favorite out of the four. Again, Joe Pesci's brought back for no reason, even though they tried to give him a very heartwarming scene with Riggs. Could have been done by any other character in the movie. It would have been better. And plus, there's no reason for him to be comic relief because they bring in Chris Rock. And just to follow the trend, I'll insert a pointless and unrelated Will Smith joke. Also joining the cast in this one is Jet Li. And there's a part of me that remembers the advertising for this movie. I'm relatively certain this is when Jet Li was coming up as an American film star. I'm not entirely certain, that's just what my memory's telling me. So this one opens up, it's almost as a contrived opening as the third one, but at least it makes more sense. Riggs and Murtaugh answer a call of psychopaths just shooting up the streets and lighting everything on fire that he can, and it's basically Riggs and Murtaugh fighting Boba Fett. I say Boba Fett and not the Mandalorian because this came out in '98, and in 1998 the only mainstream Mandalorian that was recognizable was Boba Fett. I mean, look at the guy. I mean, he's wearing like a welder's helmet, but they're acting like it's a bulletproof helmet. His armor is completely bulletproof, just like Beskar is blaster proof. He has a flamethrower like Boba Fett, and he even goes out like Boba Fett in Return of the Jedi. Now, you would think with Chris Rock and Joe Pesci both being comic relief, it would be too much, but Chris Rock actually does a good job in this movie. He's not annoying. I think they let him ad-lib some parts because it sounds like he's getting off some bits, or he looked at the script and came up with something and he was allowed to go with it, and maybe he conferred with Joe Pesci because they have a back and forth they do about cell phones. And it's not a bad bit that Pesci and Rock do in the movie. It's like the only part where Joe Pesci's funny in the movie. I still find him annoying. Now the plot in this one, Leo, Riggs, and Murtaugh are on Murtaugh's boat just having a guy's night out on the bay. And the thing that's supposed to be funny is that they caught a shark and they're just making puns and Jaws jokes, and they stumble upon a ship that comes towards them and they almost get hit by it, which leads them to investigating it and telling them that they're cops and trying to stop them from running into them. And then you later find out that the ship is ran by Chinese human traffickers. And there's a bunch of Chinese hostages that they're smuggling in. And from there, the movie goes on showing the investigation that Riggs and Murtaugh do into the human trafficking that the Triads, which is the Chinese mafia, or at least the film's version of the Chinese mafia. I don't know if Triads is a real thing. I just know that they appear in films and video games because I used to play Grand Theft Auto. And the movie gets pretty intense and it has some really good action in it. It has actually the best action throughout the series. Now, here's something that's curious. Jet Li's in this, and he was probably brought in as a draw because he was coming up in American film as another awesome martial artist. In the first film, they point out that Riggs is into martial arts, and they even have a fight at the end with one of the villains, and Riggs does a legitimate jiu-jitsu move called the triangle to take out the bad guy. Now in this one, they only show Riggs doing boxing. I don't know why. This is about 10 years since the first one, give or take, so I guess they just didn't think of the continuity, or probably just looking at the dollar signs for making a sequel that would end the series in a good way instead of how the third one went. But this movie does have its problems, and that would be the ending. It gets a little drawn out. There's a part that can be completely removed and the movie would have gone on just fine. Actually, it would have ended better because, I mean, I'm not going to go into details, but it's just a completely pointless scene. Other than that, all the story loose ends for the previous films get tied up in a nice bow in this one. Now, because I don't like the third one and I say don't bother with it, I would say get the first one, the second one, and the fourth one on Blu-ray separately because they're definitely worth it. Those are my thoughts on Lethal Weapon 4 and the series. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like what you saw, like it. If you think other people like it, share it. If you really liked it, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching and live your imagination.